Shalom. We are the real Hebrew Israelites. We come out to prophesy the downfall of America, which is Babylon, the Bible speaks of. And also to say Kwam Yasharallah to the Israelites, to rise out of their darkness, to awake from their deep slumber. But with that, we want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, Rakah, Kadash. Double honors to our elder apostles who rule Great Millstone Well, and Shalom to all you Akim pushing this truth throughout the whole earth with sincerity. May you brothers endure to the end. Shalom.
Shalom.
Just go ahead and grab that.
Okay, Psalms 40, verse 1. The chief musician, a psalm of David. I waited patiently for the Lord, and he inclined unto me and heard my cry.
Right. So he was patient on waiting. Patient means you suffering while you're waiting, long suffering. All right. That's why when you go to the hospital, you're called a patient. You're waiting and you're in pain while you wait. But the Lord hears our cry, and that's what you're supposed to remember. You're supposed to remind yourself that the Lord hears you. This ain't in vain. Coming out here and doing this work ain't in vain. When you're doing all this other activities in life, that's worthless. Because what does it gain you? It doesn't gain you life. Go ahead.
Psalms 40, verse 2. He brought me up also out of the horrible pit, out of the miry clay.
Out of the miry clay. Meaning out of the filth. He got his men out of the dirt. In today's modern time, we have a saying is, get it out of the mud. That's what he's saying. He got the elect out of the mud. He literally dug down into the dirt and raised out jewels out of the mud. Go ahead.
And set my feet upon a rock and established my goings.
Right. And Yahushai is that rock. Yahushai is that rock. David, he got David out of the mud, set him on the rock, and set up his goings. I mean, he taught him this truth. And David stuck to this truth. He didn't go left, he didn't go right. Yeah, he committed sin. He was an adulterer. But, you know, the Lord, he repented and the Lord forgave him. Go ahead.
Psalms 40, verse 3. And he hath put a new song in my mouth, even praise unto our power. Many shall see it and fear and shall trust in the Lord.
Right. Some men, when they see this truth, they're going to fear and trust the Lord. Some men, it's going to destroy them. The fear is going to destroy them. Some men that are in these camps are going to be destroyed by the fear of knowing this truth. Go ahead.
Psalms 40, verse 4. Blessed is that man that maketh the Lord his trust, and respecteth not the proud.
Respecteth not the proud. Respect means they do not have the ability. You don't even think they have the ability to save you. That's why when brothers are in this truth, we don't call the police. We don't even go out of our way to help nobody, because we don't have trust in that system. Our trust is in Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. But it says, read that verse one more time. It's a beautiful verse.
Psalms 40, verse 4. Blessed is that man that maketh the Lord his trust, and respecteth not the proud.
And respecteth not the proud. Like I said, respect means the ability to accomplish something. The proud has no ability to accomplish it. That's why in this truth, there's no room for pride. You must humble yourself. I'll go ahead and finish that script.
Nor such as turn aside to lies.
To lies. Meaning you lose this truth for lies. You trade it off because this truth is too pure for you. You can't handle it. So then you start to water it down with lies. The Lord is too real, and he becomes offensive to people. Can you get Ecclesiastes 5 and 1? Well, you get that. I'm going to get the scripture. Genesis 2, verse 7. And Yahweh's power formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. So once again, the Lord got us out of the mud. He got us out of nothing. We're really nothing. The men of these camps, we're the base men. We're in this society, we're the low of the low. Because we know this truth, so we can't even rise to levels of power in this society, because the truth literally pours out. Our bellies become living springs of this truth. So then you become hated by this society, because this truth condemns this society. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 5, verse 1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of power, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools.
See, he's pretty much telling you to humble yourself. He's pretty much telling you to shut your mouth and listen. When real men are talking, shut your mouth and listen. You'll learn something. Go ahead.
For they consider not that they do evil. Ecclesiastes 5, verse 2. Be not rash with thy mouth, and let...
You know what? You could go ahead and drop that. Give me Exodus 3:4. You could actually start 2.
Exodus chapter 3. On 2?
Yeah, 3:2.
Verse 2. And the angels of the Lord appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed.
Right. So it was an amazing sight. Go ahead.
Exodus 3, verse 3. And Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, why the bush is not burnt.
Right. So he showed interest. A lot of men, they may have been called, but they may not be chosen. A lot of men come into these camps or come to this truth knowing that they're an Israelite. They might wake up to be an Israelite, but that's as far as it goes. They don't show no interest. They don't show no zeal for this. Just like a woman, how is a woman supposed to know you want her if you don't show her interest? Well, this truth is like the most beautiful woman that's ever been interested in you, and you're not showing interest. You're going to be rejected. Go ahead.
Exodus 3, verse 4. And when the Lord saw that he turned aside to see, power called unto him out of the midst of the bush, and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, Here am I.
Right. Here am I. So he was willing and able. That's respect right there. Able. He was able. He was a willing and able body to do the will's Lord. The will of the Lord. Go ahead.
Exodus 3, verse 5. And he said, Draw not nigh hither, put off thy shoes from off thy feet, for the place whereon thou standest is holy ground.
Is holy ground. This is holy ground right now because we stand here reading the Bible. Your churches ain't holy because they don't actually even use the Bible in the church. The so-called Christian church. Islam is nothing but another form of Christianity. Go ahead.
Exodus 3, verse 6. Moreover, he said, I am the power of thy father, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. And Moses hid his face, for he